What's up? Welcome back to another Forex analysis weekly video. This is going to be for September 3rd up until September 6th. And the reason why I'm not including September 2nd is because I really don't think anybody should be counting that as a trading day. And the reason for that is because it's a US holiday, it's Labor Day. So the markets are going to be dead dry, right? They're going to be just a straight fucking line like this the whole day. You're going to have almost no movement. Maybe fucking 5 pips. So it's not worth even trading or looking at the charts that day. So just ignore it. So I have 4 pairs this week, and there's a few counter trend trades, honestly, that I'm going to talk about. I think they are pretty high probability because some of them are confluencing well with each other, but either way, we could just jump into the chart and I'll show you guys what I have. Okay, so this is not my first pair yet, but I just wanted to briefly talk about this. This was my trade from last week, which I am so upset about. It was honestly such a good trade. We were up 15K in profit, and I was just too stupid to recognize that there was a big news event coming. And I would have 100% closed my trade before the news event if I knew it was coming, right? I was like, I'm up almost 15 grand. There's no reason why I should be in this trade. I'm up 1.2 on the one position and up a 2.0 on the other position. So there should be no reason why I am continuing to be in this trade. So I should have just took profits. Even if it went in my direction, no reason to be upset. I should have just taken profits. But luckily, I had my stop loss to break even on both positions. So I just crashed at break even. So I didn't lose anything. But it still was so unfortunate to see 15 grand, 8 grand, 6 grand, 2 grand, 0. Just literally all within, I'm telling you, like within 15 minutes. Like not even this. It was a single 5-minute candle. Right, so a single 5-minute candle just boom took me out of my positions. It was pretty crazy stuff. But either way, I have 4 pairs this week I'm going to talk about. First up is Euro AUD. This is going to be the very clean pair for the week that I think has very high confluence, mainly because of how clean the weekly time frame has been. Right, we are consolidating here. Let me draw this out. We were consolidating. Went bearish, right? We broke bullish, coming back, now retesting previous market structure, retesting this area of interest, retesting our weekly EMA, right? These are very clean confluences. I'm telling you guys every single week, right? Very clean. The only thing that's negative is that the daily is bearish, right? So it's going to be pretty difficult for the daily to turn bullish because we would have to see a very large move upwards to come back down into our area of interest before moving up again. I would much rather see just kind of a break above and hold above on the daily time frame above this area of interest, mainly above like this high and these lows, right? If we can break above this area of interest and just hold above it and not reject off of it, then I think we have good possibility to continue bullish, especially on the 4-hour too, right? If we continue bullish here, we can break above this bearish market structure, turning it bullish, coming back, retesting our area of interest, retesting our 4-hour previous market structure, and at that time we would likely be retesting also our 4-hour EMA. So it would all line up pretty well, but we would have to see some pretty big moves first for it to go bullish and then come back into a retracement. We would likely want to see something maybe like this, so we can come back and hit our 0.3 to 0.5 zone. Kind of lines up pretty well with our area of interest. But then again, we're not here to predict the market. We may even see some flutter, right, like this, before going bullish technically, which might even be better because then we could draw our fib sequence like this and have an even stronger area like this, right? I love it when the 0.618 zone lines up with our area of interest. The 0.618 zone has just been very good for all of my trades, especially when it lines up perfectly. So that's what I'm kind of looking for Euro AUD. Just need a little bit more market structure to be made. We do have some news this week, right? A little bit here and a little bit here too. So probably not going to be crazy movement, but there will be some movement because of news. So just keep an eye out for that. Next up is AUD USD. This is going to be one of the first counter trend trades I'm going to talk about, but overall it does look decent for buys too, right? We have just similar bullish market structure, right? And coming back to retest the previous market structure, maybe to continue bullish. But I think it just looks really clean for sells, mainly because we kind of broke out of this channel, right? We kind of had this like upwards channel going here, and we broke below it. Also, the 4 hour is very heavy bearish, and we're also kind of looking like we're running out of momentum on the daily time frame, right? For me, it just kind of looks like we're pushing, and now we have a lot of consolidation here to break below, which we already did on the 4 hour, come back, retest previous market structure to continue lower as well. So I think that it looks pretty strong. We're also holding above this, not above, we're holding right at this upper top area as well. So this could be a good price to be rejecting at. But it just looks very clean on the 4 hour time frame, right? We just have very clean bearish market structure being made. We went bullish, broke bearish, coming back, retesting area of interest with these resistance support. It's not perfect with retesting the previous resistance or the previous market structure point, but we are lining up pretty well with the area of interest in general. The thing is, this did have a very big push, and it definitely would have been nice to see it not push as far down. I would have liked it to maybe cut off something like this, right? So like when we break below, maybe only come to here to come back and then go below again. But I do like that it actually closed all below these lows as well, right? These are pretty decent resistance points, so it's nice to see that it broke below it. So honestly, just kind of waiting for the retracement, right? Waiting for the retracement back up closer to our area of interest. I have somewhat of an entry here. I don't know if I want to put it here or here yet. I think this might be a little bit better since it could be using the EMA a little bit cleaner, and also just, you know, have my stop loss big enough so it covers all of the area of interest and also a lot of the, I believe this is supply, right? I have my little cheat sheet here. Yeah, has covers a lot of the recent supply. So we have a 2 hour supply, we have our 4 hour supply, we have 1 hour supply, and I believe a daily, no daily supply. But yeah, all the lower time frames. So we have a 30-minute supply. So there's just like a lot of supply right here. So I just want to make sure that if I am taking a counter trend trade, I want to cover a lot of my basis, right? I want to make sure that if I'm entering a little early because I think it's going to sell off quicker, I want to cover at least my area of interest and my supply zones. The reason why I want to enter maybe a little bit early too is because realistically, I don't think it'll look very clean if I have my entry all the way up to, let's say, the most recent supply zone, right? So if I just do it like a pip or two below, then it's like on the daily time frame, am I really going to expect price to come all the way back up to then come all the way back down? It's just a very big move that I'm trying to hope for, that I think is a little unrealistic. So having a move that might be a big push downwards like this, coming back halfway and then continuing more bearish is way more, I think, probable and more realistic than trying to say, you know, it's going to come all the way back up basically to the tops to come all the way back down again. I just want to follow this clean market structure and this main zone right here, right, the 0.5 to 0.618. So that's why I kind of have a potential entry, might be a little bit early, but we'll see. I'm not going to force counter trend trades. These are just small ideas. So yeah, that is the first one. GBP USD, I think, looks also very clean for a counter trend trade, but also a continuation of the higher time frame bullish market structure, right? So on the weekly, I believe GBP USD, guys, I've been talking about this pair I don't even remember when. I think it was literally here since like June. I think that was like almost when I started making these videos. Like this has been almost every single week I've talked about GBP USD, right? Or maybe not every single week, but a high majority of the videos I've made, I've talked about it. It's just so clean market structure, right? We were bullish and then we turned bearish, then we turned bullish again. This is exactly where I started making videos, and I told you guys, look, it's going to retrace back into this area of interest. It's going to retest previous market structure to go long. Boom, we went long. Over here, I made videos. Look, it's going to retrace back. It's going to touch this area of interest that I have drawn out, and then we're going to go to long. Boom, now we go long. Like, it's just so clean. And it literally is making super clean market structure. Like, literally look at this. It's like perfect. It's almost like textbook market structure that you would see. So I think there's a good possibility for a counter trend trade here because we want to see price retrace back into this area of interest for potential longs. The thing is, it might take a while. I would like to see it take a little bit of time, honestly. Like having a slow descending retracement like this is very strong to have for a strong bullish move upwards. But, you know, we can't perfectly predict the market, so I think it might just be a little bit quicker. On the 4-hour time frame, we have very clean structure, and I mean very clean market structure for these potential short positions. So as you see it clear as day, it's like one of the most obvious patterns to ever exist. Reverse head and shoulders, right? Perfect reverse head and shoulders. And low-key, I wish I kind of knew about this earlier and I had this on my chart maybe last week, because I definitely could have had a really good entry somewhere like here, right? Could have had a nice entry like here and then would have closed maybe on Friday, which would have been like 1 to 1.5 around that. Or maybe even less, because I feel like if I enter right around here, I don't think I'm going to be putting my stops here. I might put my stops above here. So it could have been, maybe almost a 1 to 2. But anyways, we can just see very clean market structure. We turned bearish. We had a reverse head and shoulders. We came back. We retested previous market structure. We're retesting the neckline of the reverse head and shoulders. And we also wiped out a bunch of our supply zones, right, with this blue upper wick here. And then we continued the push downwards bearish. So very clean. And now we're just kind of trying to continue that trend, right? Continue that reversal trend down into this lower area of interest where this kind of top is. Yeah, so very clean. We have the push downwards. As you can see, I drew my fib sequence from the top of the push down to the bottom of the push on the 4-hour, even the 1 hour. It's actually perfect on the 1 hour too. We can just see that, it was very heavy bearish, and then we're just kind of waiting for the retracement back up into our golden zone. Again, making sure my stop loss covers not only some of these tops, but also all of the supply zones that it might reject off of as well. We're not trying to shoot for like a very tiny rejection like this, a very quick trade. We're trying to catch the bigger move. We're not trying to perfectly predict the market. So that's just kind of what I'm going to be looking for GBP USD. So again, another counter trend trade. And then, like I said before, if it does reach all the way down into our area of interest, would be a great opportunity for buys once the 4-hour does turn bullish. We want to see the daily time frame, which is heavy bullish, the weekly time frame, which is bullish. I would love to see the 4-hour time frame turn bullish as well. You don't really have to, but it is way higher of confluence if all 3 time frames are in sync. So just kind of waiting on that. We'll see how market structure develops over the first couple hours in the first kind of day of next week. And my last pair is NZD USD. This one is looking good for shorts. Shorts? Do I have this one for shorts? Yeah, I guess kind of. Yeah, another counter trend trade, right? We are heavy bullish on the weekly and on the, oh yes, this is exactly what I talk about. Sorry, I was a little confusing myself. But basically, this looks very strong for bullish moves, but it's going to be a while before we see a decent opportunity to continue bullish. We have a beautiful double bottom. Like, this is to the T. This is textbook market structure being made. We have a very nice area of interest from the weekly time frame with a lot of these tops. We have resistance, 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 using it as support here as well. We also have this upper area of interest where we have resistance, 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 and support. So two pretty big areas of interest for us that we could be bouncing off of for a bullish move. But more importantly is that the 4 hour is looking very, very clean in terms of somewhat of like a head and shoulders, right? If we do continue this downwards trend, what we're going to be seeing is the left shoulder, the head, and also the right shoulder for it to break below this lower time frame area of interest, come back, retest our previous market structure, using our fib sequence as well, hopefully wiping out some supply zones, and then continuing down into the bearish market structure into either this area of interest or even lower, which would be great too, because if we continue and we hold, you know, it's only could be crazy. But if anything, I would like to get out anything like probably around there if I am in this position. I'm not sure why I have my fib sequence drawn up like this. Oh, yes, that's right, because I wanted to, this trade is only going to be valid for me if we see the breakout below this area of interest. More specifically, I want to see a clean, like I drew here, like a clean push downwards, and then come back, retest this area of interest before pushing downwards again. That's what I would like to see, because I, like the previous videos I've said, right, we want to sell when we're below the area of interest, and we want to buy when we're above the area of interest, and we don't want to do vice versa, right? So right now we're above this area of interest. We don't want to look for sell positions. We only want to look for sell positions once we're below it. It's just way more of a probability, higher probability, that if we're below it and it reaches our area of interest, then it may use it as resistance to continue the push downwards. We don't want to be selling when we are at the lowest point where it's going to continue bullish. So we just want to make sure that we see a clean break of structure below, close below to continue downwards. So yeah, that's what I'll be looking for before we start potentially looking for buys, probably in maybe a week or two, or maybe even 3 weeks. We'll see how the market structure is, but if we can get a nice rejection down into this area to continue bullish, that would look very, very clean. But we're kind of hoping for the reversal right now for that on this this trade. So yeah, that's all I have right now. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you stayed all the way to the end, don't forget to hit up my Instagram. I've been posting on my story a lot lately about my trades, some psychology. Recently, I'm looking for a new editor to kind of make some more Instagram reels and TikToks for me. Will be paid, of course, but I've been trying to learn editing, and I've been doing a lot of editing on my own, and my skills are just not there, right? And I want to really progress this as fast as I can. So I'm willing to try out some people to see if they can be up for the challenge for some editing. So if you have any interest in that, you could shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll be more than happy to respond and see some samples that maybe you guys have. But anyways, good luck in trading. I'll see you guys in next week. Have a good one. Peace.